Moments away from tip-off for this Big East battle between Villanova and Providence as we take a look at the starting lineups, the regular starting five for Villanova and for Providence. We mentioned it in our open, shorthanded again tonight as Corey Floyd will not play for the second straight game following the car accident he was involved in on Tuesday, and Wesley Cardet remains out with a knee injury. The good news for Kim English is that he does expect to have Chris Esandiko back. He's missed the last two games due to illness. These two teams met a month ago in Philadelphia, with Villanova coming up short, winning by 2 points, 75-73. So Villanova going for this season sweep of the Friars. In that game, Providence was up 5 at the half, and then Villanova came back in the second half. Our officials tonight, Mike Roberts, Tim Clockerty, and Evan Burrows. And we're underway. Providence in the white uniforms controlling the opening tip.
And Villanova will play mostly man, but they could throw some zone out there. They're not neither one of these teams very deep right now.
Providence trying to stop a 4-game losing streak. They are 0 for the month of February. Pierre for 3 and a good start.
Yeah, both these teams, 46% of Providence's shots are from the three-point line, 44% of Villanova's. Providence makes almost 9.5, Villanova 10 threes a game. The line is going to be very important for both teams in this game.
And a steal. Bensley Joseph flies in, and Joseph for 2. And early on, Lap, you can feel the energy in this building.
Listen, this building used to drive me nuts. I had many a bad night in this building, believe me.
And it is a special night as Billy Donovan will have his number retired at halftime. He is in the building and expecting to join us here in the second half. Jordan Longino with the left hand, and he draws the foul. Bensley Joseph leads Providence in steals this year.
Well, that's really a careless pass. When you throw one-handed passes like that, they don't have much zip on them. That had no zip on it. And that's why Bensley Joseph was able to steal that and go the other way.
There's Kim English, who was ejected in Wednesday's loss against Xavier, tossed early in the second half after receiving his second technical. It was assistant Nate Tomlinson who finished the game off against Xavier.
Well, you got to give Kim English credit, because he says we got enough, even though they have Bryce Hopkins, one of the best players in the league, for the second year in a row out for the season.
And there's Kyle Neptune. Picked up a huge win on Wednesday at home against 9th-ranked St. John's. A couple of big runs in that game by the Red Storm, and Villanova was able to weather the storm.
And you know, both these teams have lost a number of close games in the month of January.
Rich Barron comes to get it, looking to drive in on Dixon. Nowhere to go, so sends it back out.
Really good defensive set here.
Joseph, nice dish, and a foul down low as Erunse went up.
That was a great defensive set there just till the very end when the dribble penetration happens on the shot fake there. You'll see right here, Erunse really has to finish that.
Enoch Buachi commits the foul. Erunse struggles at the free throw line. Just 40%, but he gets a nice home roll right there. Really impressive freshman season for Erunse. In Big East play, averaging 7 points and 6 rebounds per game.
Yeah, and he's actually second in blocks in conference games, so averaging over 2 blocks a game. So he's starting to come on for Kim English. Rich Barron really denying Dixon the ball.
Poplar with a 2.
This guy, Dixon's been great, but Poplar, maybe the last 4 games, their best all-around player.
20 points per game over the last 4, 6 rebounds per game during that stretch as well for Poplar. Barron steps into a 3. No good. And Brickus tracks down the rebound. Brickus had a good game against the Friars last month, scoring 18 points.
And the thing about Brickus, though, he's really struggled. 12 points in his last 4 games.
Dixon off the mark on his first three-point attempt. Joseph, nice moves, and hits the three.
This guy is a knockdown three-point shooter. He's 39% from three in his career. Was terrific against at Miami also.
He's got 5 early points for the Friars. Dixon inside, rejected by Arunse. Steve just said second in blocks in league play.
But there, the shot fake, then he does the step back. He's got Eric Dixon on him, feels like he can do that. And then a terrific block coming from the weak side.
But Arunse just hobbled off the court, limping over to the bench, and now the trainer is working on his right foot. So Priest Esandako checks in. He's missed the last 2 games, battling pneumonia.
It'll be interesting to see how he is conditioning-wise.
And a travel is called on Villanova. There's Arunse getting some work on the bench and a little bit of discomfort. Freshman from Nigeria who played his prep year at Putnam Science in Connecticut.
Yeah, he's been one of their real positives this year.
And he is now going back to the Providence locker room.
That's not good.
Joseph, no-look pass to Sondako inside. And the big guy finishes.
That was a great move. Good footwork. He kept his pivot foot down, so he didn't travel, and with a good finish inside. He's a better offensive player probably than Arunse, but he's not as good a defender.
Kim English has said this all along with this season of injuries. I've got to coach the guys who I have available. So early on, the starting center goes out, and Sondako comes in as Longino connects.
You know, Jordan Longino is one of the best players in the country inside the three-point line. And he can make threes, he makes 34%. But when he gets to that 12, 14 foot, he can pull up on anybody.
Hot start for the Friars. They're 4 of 5 from the floor.
They started 0 for 9 from 3 last time they played Villanova.
This man had a big game against Villanova first time. Justin Fernandez with a season-high 17. Pierre's 3 won't go, and Brickus tracks down the ball.
Neither one of these teams looks to run much. They're both at the bottom of Division I in fast break points.
Fernandez commits the foul, and that takes us to a timeout. Good start for the Providence Friars. Trying to avoid the season sweep at the hands of Villanova. And early on, a 5-point Providence advantage. This was the first meeting in Philadelphia on January 17th. Providence led by 5 at the break. Bensley Joseph had 20, but Brickus with a big 3 and an offensive rebound put back from Tyler Perkins here helped give Villanova the win 75-73. So Steve, how about tonight? The keys to the game brought to you by Fresh Pet.
Well, you got to stop those 2 guards, Joseph and Pierre. And they are the guys that get it going for them. And they've got to get Dixon. Villanova's got to get Dixon going early. He's had some games lately where he struggled in the first half. Providence has to defend the three-point line. As we said, Villanova makes 10 a game, and they've got to rebound on the offensive glass. Get some extra possessions. They're a good rebounding team on the offensive glass.
That last Providence foul was committed by Justin Fernandez, his second. So Fernandez goes to the bench. As you see, the last 11 games, Villanova has won 7 times between these 2.
And, you know, Fernandez, he's a pretty good three-point shooter. He had 17 against Villanova in that first game in Philadelphia. So there is a little bit of a drop-off here now when he's out. They don't have much depth.
The good news is that Arunse is back on the bench. He was in the locker room for a while, and we'll see how quickly Kim English is able to get him back in the game.
And not surprising to see Providence go into a zone on that possession.
And Longino will shoot 2. Jordan Longino, a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, and we had the game against DePaul before the Super Bowl. Gino told us, I hope they win by 30, but I'll take a 1-point win. Well, they almost did win by 30.
He was closer on that part, that's for sure.
I had a chance to talk to him before tonight's game. He said that he went home to watch the game with family and friends and couldn't go to the parade yesterday because Villanova had to fly up here, but he certainly was watching, he said, as I'm sure millions of other were in the Philadelphia area.
That is Eagles town, no doubt. 1 million people at the parade.
That's crazy. Ryan Mila has taken Fernandez's spot on the floor for the Friars.
This Villanova team may be tough for this Providence team to defend because they got all 5 guys can make a shot, and Sandoval's going to have to guard one of them.
That's a bad pass by Mila and a turnover. Shot clock was winding down. We've seen good Villanova defense early. Here's Dixon trying to go to work on the Sandoval, and he does. Scoop shot's good. Dixon a little slow to get up and grimacing as he jogs down the floor.
Yeah, there really is not a good matchup out here for Sandoval right now. That's why I expect they're going to play a little more zone.
Mila, a 3. Yes. Just his 5th three-pointer of the year.
Yeah, I mean, this kid has really come out of nowhere. He was Rookie of the Week twice in the Big East. A very good rebounder, but that's not one of the things that he's been doing, making that three-point shot.
He's now 5 for 19 on the season. Ball movement here leads to an open Dixon 3 that goes halfway down and out.
Yeah, that was really good ball reversal. Dixon won't get a better one than that.
Mila sends it out to Barron. A 3.
The bulk of Rich Barron's shots are from the three-point line. The problem is, if you don't keep Providence in front of you, they're going to drive and kick like that the whole game, and they're going to get off too many threes.
In the first meeting between these two schools, Providence hit for 14 threes. They've already hit 4 tonight.
And that was after starting 0 for 9 in that game. There it is. You get in the middle of the lane, bad things happen to your defense. And there's another driving kick. So that's twice getting the ball into the middle of the lane created something for Providence.
Mila commits the foul.
Much better matchup for Providence now. Sandoval can guard Boachi, who's not a scorer. Whoa. That was a little shaky.
Rickus, oh, nice dish. Boachi, the finish. A big-time jam by Boachi.
You know, we don't see him do that enough, a strong finish like that. We had that DePaul game. He had a chance to do that 3 times. That was a great finish by Boachi.
Well, we talked to Kyle Neptune about that before the game. We said it seemed in the DePaul game he would get an offensive rebound and look to kick it out. They didn't kick it out that time.
I think that's what Kyle Neptune's been looking to get from this guy.
No doubt. Rickus, nice shake and finish.
As I said, he has not been playing well lately. 12 points in 4 games, but he's got great numbers. He shoots 45% from the three-point line. They need to get him going a little bit.
Fernandez with 2 fouls. This is the 3, but Mila tracks it down. Pierre will launch and hit another. 5th 3 for the Friars.
Yeah, right now, Villanova not doing a great job defending that line. That happened on an offensive rebound, which happens a lot.
Gino, tough shot, won't go. Sandoval clears. Arunse has not returned, but he just hopped off the bench for Kim English. He'll check in next whistle. Fernandez left alone.
Wide open. 6 out of 9 from 3. And a lot of them wide open.
Good looks. 23-14 in favor of Providence. Rickus doesn't get the roll. Mila with the rebound. And great hustle from behind by Perkins. Creates the turnover on a foul. That is all Tyler Perkins right there. He's been hustling all season. And a big one there. But how about Enoch Buachi with the jam?
This is what you call a finish. Great pass from Rickus. And he's going to windmill this thing. That's a finish. He gives it to him right there.
You're watching college basketball. 23-14 in favor of Providence. Tomorrow morning, head out to the pitch for a Scottish Professional Football League matchup as Heart of Midlothian takes on Rangers. That's at 7 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Early on, Providence 6 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and 5 different guys have made those 6 threes. That was probably the hardest look that they had, that one there when Benjamin Joseph does the step back. Wide open threes. I mean, to give up this many points this early, 23 points after 9 minutes, not good. And Villanova's defense has been better. That's why they've been better lately.
Well, Justin Fernandez hit one of those threes for Providence, but he just committed his 3rd foul.
Yeah, that was a bad play by him. He really shouldn't have gone after that ball, should just let it go. You have to make it through the half with those 2 fouls. Now he's definitely sitting for the next 11 minutes.
Tim English does get Aswin Erunse back on the floor. Went out early and went to the locker room for Providence, but is back out there. Keep an eye on him. Matched up with Buachi.
You know, William Poplar has not really been involved in this game yet. You know, he's got 2 points. He's only taken 1 shot, and he's been on fire his first 4 games in February.
22 in the win over St. John's on Wednesday. Here's Poplar trying to get something going, sends it out to Perkins for a corner 3, not close. And the ball at the bottom of the backboard, and then Arunse was the last to touch it. Tim English is saying it should have been out of bounds prior to that. And they have overruled it. It's Providence basketball. You can see it was behind the backboard there.
Yeah, Kyle Neptune was looking for an explanation because from his angle, he probably couldn't see it. Providence playing 4 goal. Wow.
Oh, what a play and a foul. I think Arunse feels good. Largest lead of the night for the Friars.
Take a look here. What happens is Buachi gets screened. That was a really good screen. You're going to see it right there. And Buachi ends up late trying to get back to Arunse.
That's
gets the slam.
Second foul on Buachi. And Buachi will come out on Gino back on the floor. I've been talking about Eric Dixon. Last couple games, he's had slow first halves. Remember, he came to life, scoring 17 in a row against Xavier. And then on Wednesday night, he had 12 of his 17 after halftime.
You know, you can keep him down only for so long. He's such a good player, and he's had an unbelievable year.
On Gino, that's a double dribble.
That was one of those ones, had to be something. Travel, double dribble. I know Kyle Neptune's saying that he got bodied up there.
A 14-4 run for the Friars as Kyle Neptune continues to plead his case to Tim Clockerty.
Providence doing a really good job of spacing the floor. Look at this pass, another easy one.
Another open look, but Pierre can't knock it down. Perkins controls the rebound. Tyler Perkins has really Been a spark for this Villanova team over the last 3 games, including the game-winning 3 against St. John's. Dixon, a deep 3 is good.
What a shooter he is at 6'8", 260. Makes over 3 threes a game. One of the top 15 in the country. He has been terrific.
Kim English, the Providence head coach, loves Eric Dixon. Called him the best player in the country. Thinks he's a first-round pick in the NBA draft as Barron misfires.
Longino took a shot. He was slow getting up the court.
Yeah. Dixon, another 3. Off the front of the rim. Longino still shaking up. Nine minutes to go in the first half. Joseph putting on the moves again, but it goes out of bounds. And a turnover. It's Villanova basketball. How about the range from Eric Dixon?
Yeah, I mean, he has tremendous range. That time he got a decent look. Orense went in to help.
Here's what happened to Longino. He ran right into his teammate, Wooga Poplar. Took a shot right to his face. And Longino is going to come out. Josiah Mosley has entered for Villanova. Freshman out of Round Rock, Texas. Poplar is looking in the corner to Brickus saying, give me the ball. Brickus instead shoots a contested 2.
Yeah, not a great shot there. A lot of dribbling on that possession. Ball didn't move at all.
Joseph, extra pass. Pierre will drive right into the paint and sends it to the corner. And a steal by Poplar, but right to Barron. Poplar so active defensively with the shot clock at 7.
He's a very good defender, so athletic.
Joseph pops a 3, and the rebound is saved by Villanova as one of the Villanova players, that's Dixon, collides with the cheerleaders, or one of the Providence cheerleaders.
I gotta think she's losing that war. Hope she's okay.
It was actually one of the male cheerleaders. Dixon and the cheerleader both appear to be okay, although Dixon steps out and a turnover. Takes us to a timeout with 7:43 to go. Providence, the lead on Villanova here on CBS Sports Network. Villanova struggling from deep so far.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best in the country. They shoot over 40% as a team from 3. They're 1 out of 6 in this game. And Providence is lighting them up right now at 6 out of 12. One of the things about Villanova, they have not defended the 3 great this season. And tonight is an example of that. Providence spacing the floor, driving and kicking, and getting a lot of easy looks from the 3-point line.
1 for 5 tonight from deep, and you look at Providence, they have 7 assists on 9 made field goals. Good ball movement early for the Friars, and a lot of open looks against the Villanova D.
Yeah, all those threes came from drive and kicks.
Longino at the scorer's table set the check in. Neal off the side of the basket.
Providence has not scored in over 3 minutes. The problem is Villanova hasn't scored in over 2.5 minutes.
Dixon got a Sandico in the air and sends it back to Poplar. And Poplar off of Eli Deloria. It'll stay with Villanova. Longino back in after colliding with his teammate Poplar. Poplar to inbound for Villanova. Villanova team that's 2-5 on the road this year. And including today, 4 of their final 6 games are on the road as Dixon misses from deep.
You know, if you can make him shoot those contested 3s, that's pretty good defense.
And Pierre draws the foul. That's going to go on Jameer Brickus. His first. See Kyle Neptune on the road, now in his third season as the Villanova head coach.
One thing about the road is the road. And in college basketball, the road is tough.
That one goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Providence.
Yeah, Perkins fell down, and Delorier was wide open.
.6:49 to go in the first half. And these two teams have combined to make just one of their last 11 attempts. Joseph gets it into Mila. Good defense by Poplar, poking it free. A loose ball scramble. Pierre, nobody to throw it to. Pierre. And we have a tie-up. It'll be Villanova basketball. And again, Wooga Poplar making his presence felt defensively.
Tremendous quickness here, Andrew. I mean, he just got in there, stuck that arm in, was able to poke it away really quick. He's a tremendous athlete.
Fifth Providence turnover. Gino working on Mila, pushing his way around. That one won't drop. Good pass. Joseph left open. Too many of those for Villanova.
And that was a really good pass by Miller, right on the numbers across the court in transition. Villanova didn't do a great job getting back that time.
Joseph with 8 points. He had 20 in the first meeting against the Wildcats. Lost it to the ground. Barron fighting for it. And a tie-up. It'll go to Providence this time.
Well, you take a look here in transition. You know, they left the most dangerous three-point shooter alone in transition. You got to find these guys, and you got to find them quick.
It's now 21 three-pointers this season for Providence against Villanova. We still have 5:51 to go in the first half. Villanova does allow the most three-point attempts per game in the Big East this year. In fact, opponents get 38% of their points from three, which is also most in the Big East.
You know what? That stat is an interesting stat, because I wonder, is it because they do a good job of protecting the paint, making people shoot from out there, or is the three-point defense not that good?
Tonight.
Tonight it's not that good.
9 for Pierre. A 14-3 run, largest lead of the night for the Friars, and Kyle Neptune calls a timeout. Might be snowing outside, but it's hot from deep here inside.
All right, Little Caesar's Crazy Puffs. Whoa!
Just come in, and all the kids are there, and my dad's eating Crazy Puffs again. Don't ask.
Whoa, have you tried the new bacon ones? Bacon?
New Little Caesars Bacon and Cheese Crazy Puffs for $3.99. They taste like, whoa!
Pizza, pizza.
31-17, Providence has gone crazy from deep so far in this one.
Well, take a look at the transition defense here. Let's look at where all the Villanova guys. Stop it right there. Obviously, we got 3 guys on this side of the floor, and Joseph all by himself there. You can't. You got to locate, and Dixon sees him at the last second, and you just, you can't get to a three-point shooter that late.
Kim English's team is 8 of 14 from deep. They've scored 6 points in a row in a 14-3 run. in the last 7 minutes for the Friars.
And now they're playing zone. Villanova's not been able to get anything going in half-court offense this entire game. But it's really their defense that's hurt.
Poplar can't hit from 3. Tipped around, and Joseph corrals it. He wants to push up ahead. He'll step back, put up another 3. May have been deflected by Longino. And right to Dixon, who now has numbers the other way. Longino, transition 3. And Perkins tracks down the loose ball.
That's when Perkins, even when he was struggling, he always brought those kind of things to the game.
Poplar, tough shot, no good.
Yeah, they've done a great job on Wilder Poplar.
Villanova is 6 of 19 here in the first half. Just 31%. It's a team that has shot better than 50% in each of their last 2 games. Poplar again defensively taking it away. And they're going to call a tie-up. It's Villanova basketball.
Yeah, really good defense, but Jaden Pierre was a little careless. You know, you can't show the ball that much to a really good defender with quick hands like Wilder Poplar.
How about this? Both coaches come out. Arunse was tangled up with Poplar. They could not separate the two, and the coaches come on the floor, and Kyle Neptune's upset that something wasn't called on Arunse. No foul on the play, just a tie-up, and the possession arrow favoring Villanova. One for their last 11. 0 of 7 on their last 7 as a foul is called on Providence. It is a physical, chippy game here.
Yeah, that's a good foul.
First foul on Pierre. Here's the numbers for Poplar over the last 4. 20 points or more in 3 of the last 4. And a good free throw shooter, second best in the Big East at 85%. We'll head out to the court and catch the Indy Ignite take on the Atlanta Vibe in a Pro Volleyball Federation matchup. That's tomorrow at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Poplar misses from the line.
And that was wide right.
Again, no Corey Floyd, no Wesley Cardette for the Friars tonight. Still out with injury. Pierre takes a bump inside, couldn't finish, and it comes out. Another scramble on the floor for it, and Villanova comes away with it. Poplar and Barron a little slow to get up and join the play. Dixon right past Mila, and a hard foul by Arunse.
Yeah, Mila there just let him go right by him.
They do play hockey in this building. Kind of has that feel right now between Villanova and Providence.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food food. By Lowe's. Score with the Lowe's app. Download now. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Billy Donovan, a standout guard for Providence back in the 80s, helping to lead them to the Final Four in 1987. And there he is, the current head coach of the Chicago Bulls. And at halftime, his number 34 jersey will be retired to the rafters. And up until last year, it was Donovan's Gators who were the last team to go back-to-back, winning national titles in both 2006 and 2007. Nobody did it until UConn the last 2 years. What a incredible career Donovan has had, both as a collegiate player here with Providence, as a college basketball coach, and now in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has done it all without a doubt. I mean, you look at that team. Now, I'm going to tell him this when he's going to come with us later, that I'm going to tell him, first 3 years I was at Villanova, he wasn't even in the scouting report. And the last year's an All-American. I'm serious. He wasn't even in the scouting report. Then all of a sudden, because one of the best players in the country, and they go to the Final Four. But you look at that Florida team, how is Al Horford still playing? And not only still playing, he wins. He's been winning in the NBA big. So Billy Donovan, one of the great coaches of all time, now on the verge of getting into the Naismith Hall of Fame also, besides having his jersey hung in the rafters here.
Yeah, one of 17 finalists announced for the Naismith Hall of Fame. We're going to chat with Billy coming up in the second half. Dixon makes a pair at the line. What do you want to see from Villanova over this next 3:31 before halftime?
Stop somebody from three.
Yeah.
8 for 15 from the three-point line. That's, you know, you're not beating anybody with those kind of numbers. They got to lock down on the perimeter and not let guys drive to the middle of the lane off the dribble.
Mila can't find the right angle, and Brickus comes the other way.
And I think on the other hand, get Poplar more involved in this game.
Dixon, that's a tough shot, and it goes.
Spinning on 1 foot, that was a pirouette.
In double figures for the 40th consecutive game. He's got 11 points. Delorier a three. It's good. Just his 5th three. And there's all the threes they're hanging like K's at Fenway Park.
I mean, you got two guys that made their 5th three of the year tonight.
That doesn't sit well if you're the opposing head coach.
No. I might start yelling at my assistants. Got to yell at somebody.
Longino, that's good, and that's a 2. 10-point game, 2:20 to go. The lob to Erunse, too strong off the glass. Now he goes into the cheerleaders. 5-on-4 the other way. Dixon thought about a deep 3, extra pass to Perkins. Misses, but Mila touched it last.
Yeah, hard to get a better look than what Perkins just had in that corner.
Eli Delorier now 5 of 14 shooting threes.
You know, I can see them helping off of him, but now you got to like watch them all because the way they're shooting.
Villanova extra pass. Brickus steps into it too. Tipped out the perimeter. Poplar has it.
Yeah, they could have called the travel, I think.
Poplar shot no good. Pierre skies for the rebound with 90 seconds to go until halftime. Dixon not in double figures yet. He's got 9 points. Villanova trails by 10. Pierre hangs and hits.
You know, I'd rather see him do that if I'm Villanova, drive in the lane, finish with a 2, than kicking it to somebody for a 3. But still, they're not playing those pick and rolls well at all.
Pierre now has scored at least 11 points in 7 straight games as Delorier may have gotten a piece of that shot by Dixon. Dixon looking for a foul.
I thought that was pretty good defense by Delorier there, to tell you the truth.
Pierre, not this time. Dixon the rebound with a 9-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Eight to shoot. Longino. Kim English can use a timeout if he wants to. It looks like he's going to let him go with 6 seconds left. Milo with 3. Mila had it taken away by Dixon. And time runs out in the first half.
That ball needed to be in Pierre or Joseph's hand there.
Coming up, AT&T at the half. Our crew in New York will have highlights of this one and scores from around the country coming up on AT&T at the half. That is the end of the first half. Providence 36, Villanova 24. After the break, we'll send it to Brent Stover and the crew in New York. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pet. Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pet. Back in Providence, a look at the first half numbers, and three-pointers certainly tell the story of this one so far. Villanova 1 for 10, and Lap, as we revisit our AT&T Fast Analysis, 9 threes for the Friars.
Yeah, I mean, they've been on fire from the three-point line, but the other thing is they have 13 baskets, and 10 of them are assisted. So a lot of these threes are coming off drive and kicks. That was the one, Bensley Joseph there, where he kind of had to make his own move. So finding these guys at the three-point line, stopping dribble penetration is huge for them in the second half.
Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. I know you're going to say that Villanova has to defend the three better, but what about offensively? This is a season low in first half points for the Cats.
Number one, I think sometimes Eric Dixon, who's a tremendous three-point shooter, becomes too enamored with the three-point line. He's taking 9 shots, 6 of threes. He's still big and strong. He can score inside. He's got to get inside and at least get himself to the foul line or make some shots around the basket a little bit more. Don't just stay outside the three-point line. And getting Wooga Poplar going is going to be big. So I'd like to see Dixon go inside and Wooga Poplar to kind of get his thing going again.
Now Providence this year, when leading at the half, is just 6-5. So they have been far from a lock when having a halftime cushion. But they do lead at 36-24. Last two games, you see the first half numbers for Dixon compared to what he did after halftime. Tonight, 9 points in the first half for the nation's leading scorer.
And in all those games, Andrew, he starts working inside in the second half and then gets going. That's what he's got to do, find a little more balance in his game in the second half.
Villanova 2-5 this year when trailing at the half. And a very important game for their NCAA tournament resume. Not afford to lose this one on the road to the Friars. Pierre came in hard.
See, they switched that time, Villanova. Boachi usually does a pretty good job at being able to stop guards, but that time Pierre just blew right by him.
Here is the tournament resume for Villanova. 52 in the net, the one quad one win. And what would this loss do to their resume?
Well, it would be a quad 2 loss. This is not a quad 1 game because Providence is number 87 in the net today. So this is one of those games, it can help keep you out of the tournament. It's not going to get you in, but it can help keep you out.
And Villanova also with an eye at the Big East tournament as the top 5 teams earn a first-round bye in New York City. And Villanova entered today 5th in the league standings.
Their half-court offense has not been good. And I think a lot of that is Dixon's got to decide to get inside a little bit, but they did a good job doubling it there.
Poplar fakes a three, now takes it, comes up short.
Boy, he's been struggling all night.
1 for 5 for Poplar. Here's Joseph, right at Brickus, step back and pure.
Again, now they got in the lane again. Not a kick, but a finish from 12 feet. Villanova's on-ball defense in this game, not been great.
Joseph with 10 points. Longino working on Mila. Longino too strong off the glass. Villanova has not been in an offensive rhythm the entire night.
And the one thing they've done all year, they've been in the top 20 in offensive efficiency the whole year and are one of the best 30 half-court offensive teams. Tonight, haven't been.
Mila tried to squeeze in a pass, and it was kicked by Boachi.
I mean, you're going to see here, really, Brickus has to step up on that. If you're going to switch that, fine. But you can't just lay back and let the guy attack it. It's got to be an aggressive switch that time by Brickus. He did not.
And Kyle Neptune takes him out of the game, putting Tyler Perkins back in. Barron working on Perkins. Shot clock down to 7. Mila sends it out to the perimeter. Pierre forced to put up a 3, and he's fouled by Poplar with the shot clock at 2.
You know, those are the ones that kill you. Obviously, he's going to have to shoot a flyer here. No reason to come out of control there. Yeah, I mean, that's just not a good foul.
So Jaden Pierre will get 3 free throws for the Friars. Pierre puzzled, 80% on the season.
So Villanova, Andrew, has to really find something. Wow.
It was a Providence team that was 2 for 10 from the line on Wednesday against Xavier. And so far tonight, 2 for 7. 1 out of 3 for Pierre.
I think Villanova would be better off in this game, the way it's going, with Boakye out and go with 4 perimeter guys, 5 actually, to open up that middle, because that middle is clogged up completely. Dixon can't go in there if he wanted to.
Poplar thought about a corner 3, defended by Joseph. Good defense there. Dixon way downtown. Not a good shot, even though he's such a good shooter.
I mean, you know, he's settled for a 28-foot shot.
He is 1 of 7 from beyond the arc.
One thing you can't do is allow yourself to settle. You got to keep trying to get what you want to get.
Longino rejected by Arunse.
I think Villanova is much better off going smaller in this game.
Arunse wanted it back underneath with a size advantage rushing down the floor, but instead Providence will run a little clock. Joseph, 5 to shoot.
That's good defense.
Joseph with 2, puts up the 3, it's an air ball.
Very good defensive set by Villanova. Didn't get beat off the dribble once, and what happens, they end up taking, that's really the second flyer they've taken in a row. They fouled that last one.
So the defense picking up, but Villanova still has not scored here in the second half.
As I said, one of the best half-court teams in the country all year. They are, you know, they're not worried about Boakye. They'll double Dixon all day.
Shot clock at 5. Longino puts up a 2. And Joseph clears. Pierre steps into a 3. It's good! And Kyle Neptune wants a timeout. "16 points for Jaden Pierre. And it's raining 3s in Providence.
And he just steps into this 3 in transition. You knew it was going in from here. Friars up 19.
During the month of February, CBS Sports celebrates Black History Month, recognizing its influence on our culture and society. Back here in Providence, where Villanova is shooting 25% from the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a complete struggle for them in the half court. As I said, they've been a good half court shooting team all year. They're just settling for things now. The only guy who's really trying to drive it at all is Longino. And Poplar has not gotten going. Dixon settling for long threes. 1 for 12 from the three-point line. That's not getting it done. Give Providence credit for the way they've defended so far in this game.
There's the numbers, not pretty for Kyle Neptune and the Wildcats. They lead the Big East, making just under 10 threes per game and only have 1 tonight. Dixon rises and misses. That type of night for Villanova.
Without a doubt, wide open.
A three. It's good. The Friars are pouring it on. And a steal by Mila. He locates Barron. He puts up another three. And Dixon in the rebound. Timeout on the floor with 15-17 to go. It's all Providence, and coming up, Billy Donovan will join us here courtside on CBS Sports Network. Well, a special night here in Providence. At halftime, Billy Donovan saw his number 34 retire to the rafters. An all-time great for the Friars, helping lead Providence to the 1987 Final Four. And the head coach of the Chicago Bulls, kind enough to join us now. Billy, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're
appreciate
also
it.
happy for
Thanks,
you.
Coach. Thank you.
What has the last 48 hours meant for you?
Oh, it's been amazing just being able to come back. You know, the only other time I came back is when I was coaching at Florida. This is only the second time I've been back in the building while a game has been going on since I graduated. So brought back a lot of incredible memories. I appreciated so many former teammates and guys I played with coming back to visit. And it's been a great 24 hours.
What's it feel like to have your jersey raised up there and to be a finalist for the Naismith Hall of Fame?
Well, I appreciate it, Coach. You know, I owe a lot to a lot of people, certainly my teammates, but, you know, what Coach Pitino did for me in my life, I said this before, outside of, you know, my mom and dad, he's been the most influential person in my life. And then, you know, not only playing for him here, but then him giving me an opportunity to coach at Kentucky with him and then go on from there. And, you know, the experience I had as a player, I really appreciated Joe Mulaney and Bill Donlin providing an opportunity, but to be able to have him take me to places that I never thought I could experience as a player, I mean, I'm just so indebted. And I know everybody's in the season right now, but I really wish you could have been here to share it with him, but I also understand too. But it's very humbling and gratifying, and you feel very fortunate because you look back so long ago and you realize how impactful so many people were in your life.
Give us a taste of what this city was like during that run to the Final Four. What do you remember about that?
Well, I mean, I think going into the summer, what was interesting was the fact that the three-point line had just kind of gotten down. And I think Coach Pitino was so far ahead of the game because of his NBA background that we were just going to basically focus on shooting threes. And he made the trainers put down a tape line, and we were just shooting threes. And everybody else around the country was complaining about the rule and was going to destroy the game. And then, you know, that's how it started. And then, you know, the style of play-wise, it really helped us a great deal.
Quick Providence timeout. We'll come back with more with Billy Donovan right after this. Back with Billy Donovan as we flash back to the 1987 Elite Eight, Providence against Georgetown. And Donovan led the way with 20 points and 6 assists. He was named MVP of the Southeast Regional as Providence went to the Final Four, and there you are with Coach Pitino.
Yep, that was a great moment for me. Great moment.
I got to say this, Billy. You went from not being in the scouting report to being an All-American. I want to know how that happens, okay? please? You got to tell me.
Well, I really mean this. You know, the one thing, Coach, and you know this back in those days, there was no 20-hour rule. And we lived in the gym. And it was one of those things where if you didn't love the game, it was really, really hard to play for somebody like Coach Pitino. And you know what? Everybody invested, everybody was committed, and you could not have had a better staff. People don't realize, you know, Coach Pitino being the head coach, but Jeff Van Gundy was there, Stu Jackson, Gordy Chiesa, Herb Sendek. They had unbelievable staff, and then you don't realize till you start to get older how great the staff was that you had a chance to play for. But I really think if the 20-hour rule was in place then, I don't know if it would have been possible. But, you know, the amount of energy and effort the staff put into us as players was remarkable.
Well, you obviously loved the game and were tremendously hard work.
Well, we worked at it, and I loved it. And I was playing for a coach that loved the game, too. And, you know, I really wanted to get the most out of the experience. And, again, I was also playing with, I think, a group of guys that we had great connection. We had great chemistry. We were bonded there, and to be able to go through that experience together, you know, as a team was great. And the style of play was unique. You know, it was the first year of the three-point line, so we were taking a ton of threes. Probably would be considered a low-level number of threes now, but back then it was considered a lot.
You told us that you came to shoot around this morning with this current Providence team. What was your message to Kim English's club?
Well, you know, I think that when you go through a season and they've been kind of hit with a lot of injuries, you know, the adversity part for every team is coming, you know, and I think that, you know, players always talk about wanting to get better, wanting to improve. I don't know if you can get better and improve without adversity. You need something to stretch you and push you. Now, as uncomfortable as that is, the adversity and the challenges, it's ultimately what brings out the best in you. So I think, you know, for this group, battling through some of these injuries, losing some key players, can they pull together and, you know, have the whole of their team, you know, lift each other up?
You know, Bill, you had that back-to-back championship in Florida. What made those guys, besides obviously being good as players, what made them so special?
Great competitors, great workers, and I'll tell you what, the best teams coach that I've been around, and you can probably attest to this, there's just an unbelievable bond and chemistry that's hard to explain. I really mean this. They loved each other. They loved playing with each other. They could have left school early, and they didn't want to because they didn't want to break up playing together. And when you have that kind of chemistry and bond, a lot of special things can take place.
That was a special one for sure.
They were a great group, great group.
Billy, one more before we let you go and get back to this game. I heard you used to have some recruiting battles against Mr. Lapis over here.
He won them all. Every time we were both recruiting Rasheed Wallace, and everywhere I went, he was there. I was like, what the heck?
And neither one of us got him.
Neither one of you got him.
Well, the one thing in the recruiting back then, Coach, right? No prizes for second place. Either you got him or you didn't get him. It was nothing. Right.
Well, hey, we're so happy for you. Congratulations.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for spending some time with us.
My pleasure. Great to be on with
Great
you guys.
to see
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Billy Donovan is number 34, retired to the rafters here tonight at Providence.
Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
46-30 is the score with 13:15 to go in the second half. Fernandez a three. And a rebound to Perkins. Longino hits, and Villanova's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going.
Yeah, it helped a little bit. They get like a semi-transition there because the flat-out half-court offense has not been there. So pushing it a little bit might get this thing going.
8-0 run for Villanova, but they commit a foul. Look at Longino.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a transition, but it's a semi-transition. They pushed it. They didn't run the clock much. They attacked right away and got something decent.
Dixon heads out. He'll get a breather as Buwachi returns to the floor.
No, but I mean, getting back to Billy for a second.
That was great.
To go from being like a non-player to basically an All-American going in Final Four, never see that happen.
Well, the Billy the Kid graphic. He was a popular figure and still is. Now the head coach of the Chicago Bulls.
And he's right. I forgot who was on that staff. You're talking Jeff Van Gundy, Herb Sendek, Rick Pitino. I mean, Gordy Chiesa. These were all basketball-like guys.
Baron Providence three, no good. Poplar flies in for the rebound.
I can't imagine how long they practiced in those days. I gotta be honest.
He said it a couple of times.
I can't even imagine what those practices were like. Can't.
Poplar. Front of the rim, Mila the rebound. Providence has cooled off from the outside.
Defense for Villanova has been better.
Pierre and Poplar another rebound.
I think they should push it a little bit, to tell you the truth. It's not the way they play, but tonight...
Longino just inside the line. Another 10 in a row for Villanova. A dozen for Jordan Longino.
These guys don't go away easy.
Friar fans trying to get Providence going as they have missed their last 6 field goal attempts. Fernandez cuts. Arunse couldn't get it to him. Shot clock down to 8. Now Pierre to Arunse. And he finishes over Bulachi. Somehow, Arunse able to put it down, and he'll have a chance at 3. A big bucket for Providence. And you're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. Present 48-34. Providence in front as we take a look around the Big East and lap St. John's with a big one tomorrow against Creighton.
Yeah, that's a big one. First place in the league at the Garden. It'll be rocking. UConn not ranked and losing today to Seton in overtime. That is, Seton had 1 win in the league before that. We saw them the other night. They were terrific, UConn. They lose today. Creighton, what a job by Greg McDermott this year. He loses his second high scorer, Pop Isaacs, in December, and he wins 9 in a row before they lost the other day. And Villanova, this is a big one. They got that game the other day against St. John's, down 14 now. They've got to get this thing going. Now they're starting to chip away a little bit here. Had a couple of moves. That was Ruga Poplar there, able to finish that one. Get Dixon inside a little bit, which we talked about at halftime they needed to do. And then Jordan Longino. And that's really their big 3 that's got to get it done for them.
Here's a look at Villanova's scoring during the 10-2 run. But Arunse will have a chance to finish off a 3-point play.
But still 1 for 12 from 3 for a team that makes 10 threes a game and shoots over 40%. So give Providence credit for the way they have defended Villanova at the 3-point line.
11 minutes to go, and a big 11 minutes for Villanova with an eye on March.
I tell you, these Providence kids, Kim English, got to give them credit. They've gone through a tough stretch here with all these injuries, everything, and they are playing really, really hard.
Perkins in the paint, trying to get around Pierre, and a travel is called.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
7th Villanova turnover.
You're going to see right here, there it is again. That was like a triple travel.
Well, Perkins is scoreless.
What is that?
Rickus only has 2 points. Arunse, another and 1.
I mean, so Villanova goes to their 1-2-2 3-quarter push. Stop it right there. And look at this, all by himself. I mean, I got to think that Mosley doesn't play that much. Made a mistake there and let somebody get behind him.
A quick hook for Mosley. Arunse misses the free throw.
I mean, as much as Villanova is down 17 still with 10 to go. They only have 34 points.
Average 75 per game. Dixon working on Arunse. Good defense here. Dixon around him finally.
I mean, Arunse couldn't do any better than that. In the end, Dixon just made a really tough shot. But again, in the lane.
13 for Dixon, midway point of the second half. Arunse takes a bump and a foul. What a battle at the other end for Dixon and Arunse.
Well, he held the ball for an awful long time, I'll tell you that. That's like he's playing one-on-one. There's nobody else out there. You gotta try and score.
And this will be a 1-and-1 for Arunse. 7th team foul against Villanova.
If you're gonna foul somebody, this is the guy to foul.
40% on the year.
That's the reverse jinx, announcer's jinx.
You could say that. That works.
Yeah.
Providence fans like you for the moment. Now they're down on it.
Doesn't take much.
1 out of 2. 52-30.
They didn't like me a lot when I was here, believe me, back in the days. They didn't like me.
They've been pretty nice to you tonight.
Yeah, they did. Now that I'm not coaching, they like me.
Longino inside. Nice move for 2.
They are trying to attack the basket much more here in the second half.
Delorier is at the scorer's table for Providence. Perkins defending Joseph. Good defense by Perkins. Now Joseph gets around him for 2.
You know, he didn't have to try to make a steal there. He just needed to keep him in front. Instead, he reached for the ball, and that's when you get burnt.
A dozen for Joseph.
Yeah, Pierre and Joseph, we said it at the top. They have controlled this game.
A foul called against Joseph. His 3rd.
You're going to see here, he ends up on the side of him because he went for the ball.
Arunse gets a nice hand as he heads off. And there they are. Well done by our producer, Scott Brandwine, who wanted to talk about Pierre and Joseph at the top of the broadcast. Our director tonight, Corey Fishman, entire crew here in snowy Providence.
Yeah, he had those 2 guys at the top of the telecast. He made me talk about them.
1 in a row for Brandwine as Brickus hits a 3 and has now gone over 1,500 career points.
Well, that was a good kick by Dixon, and they end up with a good look. But Dixon was in the lane, and when Dixon's in the lane, he's drawing a lot of attention, and people can get shots. That's what I think about Dixon. I've always said this. They need to mix it up a little bit more with him, like they are in the second half a little more.
4 years at LaSalle for Brickus, now in his first year at Villanova. He scored 2,500 points at Coatesville High School in Pennsylvania. Now 1,500 points between LaSalle and Villanova.
He had 41 in a game against Temple last year.
And a foul on Villanova means another 1-and-1 for the Friars. 2nd on Brickus. Joseph in his first year at Providence after 3 with Miami. Teammates with Luga Poplar. $14 for Bensley Joseph. This is after he had a team-high 20 in Philadelphia a month ago against Villanova. Poplar locates Brickus. He wants another 3. Give it to him. Back-to-back triples for Brickus.
You know, you drive it into the lane, and good things happen. And here's the pressure.
Dixon commits the foul. It'll be a 1-and-1 when we come back. Villanova trying to make a run. Brickus with a quick 6 for the Cats. Meanwhile, back here in Providence, Jaden Pierre having a night.
Yeah, he's been running the show the whole night. Him and Bensley Joseph have really dominated and controlled this game together. You got, well, Pierre has 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Joseph has 5 assists, 5 rebounds. These guys have really gotten the job done here so far tonight.
Pierre had an off night at Villanova. He was 1 of 11 from the floor and 1 of 9 from deep. Different story here in the rematch.
Well, you knew that Providence, with the injuries that they had, that those 2 guys had to play well for tonight if they were going to have a chance, and that's what they've done.
Mila makes the front end of the 1-and-1, and he's just a 58% free throw shooter. They've gone 3 for 3 on their 1-and-1s.
And this is after going 2 for 10 from the line against Xavier the other day.
Longino comes to get it. Driving it and scoring it. 57-46 with 7:35 to play.
And here's that pressure again.
Oh, Pierre tries to save it. Nope, he went out. 10th Providence turnover.
You see Longino here put his head down and just go to the basket. You know, with Arunze out of the game, that lane is not a bad place to go.
Here's Brickus.
Another
Gets
drive.
by Pierre. Pierre recovers for the rejection. Brickus wanted a foul, and now 5 on 4 the other way, but Joseph will slow it up. Fast break points, 13-0 in favor of the Friars, but now the clock is on their side. Joseph draws the foul. Let's go back at that last one. Thankfully, our camera operator, Matt, is doing okay because watch this. Brickus meet Matt. But he's okay. Give us a wave, Matt. Thank you. Doing well. There's Arunze back on the floor. Nine points and 3 boards for Arunze.
If Providence makes their free throws, it's going to be really hard for Villanova.
Ten of 18 tonight for the Friars. Villanova 9 out of 10. Inside 7 to play. Poplar against his former teammate Joseph. Now Longino out to Dixon. And Arunze fouls him.
Arunze was just trying to close out really hard. Just got a little bit out of control there.
His second. Dixon comes to get it on the perimeter, working on Arunze again. One-on-one with the freshman. Dixon, the senior. No, and flying in is Mila.
Yeah, he's got to finish that one.
Mila is fouled by Perkins. And that'll be 2 shots.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 13 down and you're Eric Dixon, there's got to be a basket here. now Villanova fouling a lot.
It's 2 shots for Mila. Well, Kim English is 0-3 as a coach against Villanova, but 1-0 as a player. Back in 2011, playing for Missouri, he went against Jay Wright and Villanova at the Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden, and English had 15 points in a win over the Wildcats. Reminisced with Coach English about that before the game. Thrilled to play at Madison Square Garden with a good Missouri squad.
Isolation for Dixon.
Dixon and another foul on Arunse, who doesn't like it. Having a word with Mike Roberts about it, he's got to be careful.
I like Mello pushing him away.
Third on Arunse.
Because he didn't want him to get a technical, that would have been his 4th.
Arunse stays in with 5:49 to go and 3 fouls. Rickus to Dixon. Dixon, this time it goes down.
Well, you can see what Kyle Neptune has said in the second half to Dixon. Get in there.
Fernandez cross-court pass. Pierre wide open. He'll take that 3. And hit.
Yes. You know, and that kind of pressure from Villanova, is that the kind of pressure that looks to force turnovers, kind of try to contain them? That was not contained that time.
Pierre has tied a career high with 5 3-pointers.
Great defense by Providence. You got to give them all the credit in the world.
Pierre comes the other way, lobbing it up, and Arunse is fouled. How about Pierre? Wide open for this 3.
I mean, they got 3 guys. I mean, that's not good defense. You had like 4 guys on the same side of the floor. But now you have Dixon here. He doesn't know what to do. He's got Arunse behind him. So he did it right. He did the right thing. He faked at him at least because he knew he couldn't lay off. He couldn't come out completely. He just buried it.
I don't know if they thought they'd have to use all that paper tonight. That's a lot of 3s.
I mean, let's face it. They normally make 9.5. 12 for 20 from the 3-point line. That's pretty strong.
And now 26 in 2 games against Villanova.
Hey, I'm impressed with the way these Providence kids have played tonight. I mean,
even the other night against Xavier, coach got ejected. They were getting blown out in the second half. They made it interesting late. They play to the final horn.
yeah, I mean, that Xavier game was a rare one. Like you said, they played to the final horn. But every other, they've had so many games. They're 1-5 in games decided by 1 possession.
Seesaw season for English and the Friars. So much of it is the injuries that we talked about. Most notably Bryce Hopkins, who only played 3 games this year because of a knee injury. There's Hopkins with the black shirt on.
First-team All-League player. You lose him 2 years in a row. So Kim English has been here 2 years. And the first-team All-League player doesn't play even 14 games last year, 3 this year.
English has used 12 different starting lineups this year, and players have missed a combined 43 games due to injury. On Chino. He doesn't miss many from the mid-range.
No, I'm telling you, he's the king of the mid-range. And here's that pressure again, that 1-2-2.
Time winding down. So we approach 4.5 to go.
And you know what else Kim English has done tonight? He's really, oh my goodness.
Fernandez tracks down the long rebound.
He's really done a good job with limited bench subbing, getting DeLaurier in the game, getting Mella in the game.
Mila with a beautiful move inside. The freshman has 8 points.
Gotten a lot out of a lot of people.
Poplar lost it out of bounds. It'll be Villanova basketball when we come back, but Providence has been in the zone tonight.
Yeah, they've got everybody doing it. So here you got Ryan Mila laying it in the basket. Fires up 17.
Okay, Steve Lapis, let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Fresh Pet.
Well, Villanova needed to stop the guards. They did not. Those two kids had 35, more than half of Providence's points. Get Dixon going early. No, first half he didn't really play well. Now he started a little bit in the second half. Villanova for Providence defend the three-point line. They've done a great job defending it. Villanova, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. And get on the offensive glass hasn't been a factor because they've shot the ball so well. There weren't that many offensive rebounds.
Here's a look at the top net rankings in the Big East. Last year, only 3 teams made the NCAA tournament.
I think 4 is pretty safe this year. 5 and 6. I mean, 5 and 6. One would be Villanova. Obviously, is getting hurt by this. Xavier's still hanging in there. Those two are still hanging around a little bit.
Dumont's 3 won't go into the game for the first time. The 3. Story of the night.
Let's face it, this has been pretty much a stomping.
And a foul committed by Providence with 3:23 to go. Providence's season high in made threes is 16. They've got 13 tonight.
It's been a bit of a struggle for Villanova in the Big East games, especially defending the three-point line, and it was evident tonight.
Brickus and Barron the rebound as we approach 3 minutes to play. And Poplar commits the foul at midcourt. Villanova with just 1 quad 1 win this year, as Buachi is going to come back on the floor.
And 3,
maybe not.
3 quad 3 and 4 losses. Not a good combination.
2 shots for Joseph. You look at the remaining schedule for Villanova. Tuesday back in New England at UConn. They also have Marquette. Those are their 2 best chances to pick up some resume wins before the Big East tournament.
They have to win those 2 games, unless they're going to go on a run and beat a bunch of teams and get to the finals of the Big East tournament. They have to win those next 2 games.
Did beat UConn at home this year, but they're going to take on a UConn team that's probably not going to be feeling so good after the loss at Seton Hall today, as Kyle Neptune gets a timeout. A 21-point Providence advantage with 2:46 to play, as you see the remaining schedule for the Friars, including a game on CBS Saturday, March 1st here at the AMP against UConn.
There's no question that Providence has to win the Big East tournament to go to the NCAA tournament. There's only, only Marquette and Xavier, and UConn would help them at all. And their net being down where it is now in the 80s, it's going to be tough. They have to win the Big East tournament.
Poplar to inbound. Poplar for 3.
Now some full court pressure.
10 points for Wooga tonight, the 4th Villanova three-pointer. Mila, too easy.
How about the game Mila has played tonight?
10 points for the freshman.
8 rebounds, 6 assists.
Poplar parries another 3. Pierre will dribble some clock inside 2 minutes to go. Joseph launches.
He could have ate a little more clock there.
After Kim English, and again, it looks pretty good as Poplar launches a 3. Do you want Arunse on the floor, just a 40% free throw shoot?
That's a great point.
Poplar, this one goes down. And Kyle Neptune calls a timeout. 73-58 with 1:24 to go. And we're going to keep things right here. As some of these fans are trying to get home before the snow really hits here in Providence. Snow outside, but raining threes inside here for the Friars. 13 for 27.
Yeah, I mean, they just shot it from the beginning of the game. When they played Villanova at Villanova last time, they missed their first 9. That didn't happen tonight. They were on fire, and they got it from 6 different guys. Made a 3 in this game. So guys coming off the bench, a lot of contributions here, and just Villanova couldn't keep in front. And they were driving, kicking. They also had assists. Just a terrific all-around game by the Friars.
And Steve, their defense tonight is noteworthy as well. The last 3 games, Providence allowed at least 80 points in all 3. They have played really strong defense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, they played against one of the better offensive teams in the country tonight. As I said, top 25 in half-court offense Villanova is. So their offense has been great all year. The defense has been up and down. But tonight, Providence just locked them up.
For those of you tuning in for the Middle Tennessee Western Kentucky game, you'll be able to find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it tips off. And of course, we'll get you out there immediately following the conclusion of this game. Tip-off set for 3 minutes from now. Arunse still on the floor for Providence. He's got the ball here. They want to foul him. They couldn't do it in time.
No, he got rid of it quick.
That goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Friars. Close to backcourt.
Yeah, close, but I don't think it was.
Poplar knocks it out. Providence carried a 2-game home losing streak into this one tonight. But a good crowd on hand for Billy Donovan's jersey retirement ceremony. There's Billy, still here. Joined us earlier in the second half here at the table.
They didn't foul him. He got his hands on the ball twice.
Now they foul Mila. This will be a tough flight home for Villanova, and then they'll be right back on the plane on Monday to come up to play UConn on Tuesday night.
Yeah, this was one, like I said, that they had to have to just be alive. They, this was not going to get them in this one, but it was going to keep them alive. Now they've taken a pretty big step back.
Yeah, and you think about it, they'd won 3 in a row. They'd just beaten 9th-ranked St. John's. A lot of momentum building here in the month of February, and this is certainly a bump in the road for Villanova, a big one.
Oh, it's foul.
Arunse commits the foul. So the Middle Tennessee Western Kentucky game just underway, now available, streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. We'll take you there as soon as we're done here in Providence. It's a 1-and-1 for Jameer Brickus. This is what we were talking about with Villanova's resume. 52 in the net. That'll drop after this loss. Jerry Palm already had them out. They were building steam to try to be on the bubble, and this is going to let a little air out of the tire.
Yeah, I think right now, like I said, they have to finish. They have to win all of their 5 games remaining.
This goes out of bounds, but they might take a look, and they will.
I don't know, 16-point lead with a minute to go.
You and I had a nice ride up on the Amtrak train.
Whatever.
And we were watching the second half of Villanova Providence.
The previous call is under review.
There was a lot of stoppages late in the second half of that game.
That took forever, that last minute.
That was a couple of train stops that we were watching the end of that game.
Well, we were really bonding. We were watching tape together.
People just think we show up and we do the game. No, we spent 4 hours on the train together. See you more than my wife.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've had
the previous
enough
call on
already.
the floor has been reversed. Blue ball.
I can never get enough of you, Lap. How about we do it again on Tuesday on CBS Sports Network? Marquette and suddenly red hot Seton Hall.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. I guarantee you they'll have Shaka's attention.
Buachi. Bad pass. Turns it over.
I wouldn't foul now.
Inside a minute to go. Cal Neptune is saying no. Let him go. This will be Kim English's first win as a head coach over Villanova. Cal Neptune is telling Brickus, don't foul. Some of the fans boo. Brickus didn't get the message before from Coach Neptune.
When this happened to me, and it happens to everybody when they're coaching, I'd want to get out of here so fast. Just get me out of here. The last thing I'd want, don't foul. I want to go. Leave me. Get out. Let's go.
To be fair, not much has changed. You still like to get out of here quickly after the game.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Let's update the standings. We're going to give Providence the win, ending their 4-game losing streak, going over to 8-7 in league play. Doppler counted and one. And Arunse is fouled out of the game. That is the 6th time this year he is fouled out.
This kid can fly, I'll tell you that. Luka Poplar.
Poplar's got 17 points. Arunse done with 10 and a nice hand from the crowd here at the Amp. This building will host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament this year. First time since 2016 that Providence will be a host. They were supposed to have it in 2020, but the tournament was canceled that year due to COVID. A standing O from the fans who are still here in Providence. They shoot 52% from the floor tonight.
Heck of a game, wire to wire.
Billy Donovan all smiles in his homecoming back to Providence as the coaches shake hands and the Friars win 75-62. So for Steve Lapis and our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After a break, we'll send you out to Bowling Green for Middle Tennessee against Western Kentucky. So long from snowy Providence.